Don, winning twice in a season at Super be pretty nice.
Yeah, I heard that stat. I was only just made aware of that, but clearly it's something the club hasn't done in the past, and we had an opportunity to do it on the weekend.
Very timely. Was that very timely?
Timely chance. Yeah, look, we as I said, we take it week by week. We've got an opportunity this week against Freo, who look, they have, while their win-loss record suggests that they haven't been travelling that well. They've still got a lot of quality players, and to win, as you say, twice at Subi in a season is a challenge.
Did you see enough from Source today to suggest that he could play?
No, look, Source won't play. That ankle was a little bit worse than we initially thought. So he did some. Today was the first day he ran, and to be honest with you, it's going to be too tight to try and run that schedule. So he'll miss a game, which means Riley O'Brien gets another look, which is great for him.
So big challenge for Riley O'Brien against Sandilands. How do you think he'll go?
Oh, well, look, we're back in Riley. I thought his game last week showed that he was comfortable at the level, and he certainly wasn't overawed by his first game. And he steps up this week against Sandilands, so another big challenge. But knowing Rob, I'll back him in.
Did you get a chance to see the derby, and what did you like about Freo's performance? Or probably not like, but what impressed you about Freo's performance?
Well, look, I did see the game, and look, halfway through that second quarter, they were in front, and West Coast got a little bit of ascendancy in the end of the second quarter, and then sort of built on that from there. But they're playing some really strong footy at the moment. Freo, probably not sustaining it for 4 quarters, but they're more than capable. So we'll prepare accordingly.
Do you think Source is just another week, just the one? He'll be right.
Yeah, we think so. At the moment, that's what it looks like.
And Seeds with his cork, how did he go?
Yeah, Seeds is a bit sore, so we've got to assess how that looks, and we'll weigh that up at match committee with that cork. So it's probably caused him a little bit more soreness than we'd thought, and obviously then you got some bleeding around the hamstring. So it's one of those ones we'll weigh up and see whether it's worth taking the risk on.
Is there a headache for you outside of that, Don, with Tomo and McGovern? Obviously, they both slot straight back in.
Yeah, well, those two guys become available, and Tomo will come back in. We'll see what happens with Mitch, and we've got to look at what the balance of the team looks like. And that's the benefit we've got. We've got some guys out in good form, and some guys who are pushing for spots as well. Ricky Henderson got through training today, so he's available. So once again, it's going to be an interesting match committee.
Bomber Thompson was at AFL 360 tonight, and he said he's ruled out your chances to win the flag based on the fact that you haven't had finals hardship or experience. How do you feel about comments like that?
Oh, look, everyone's entitled to their opinion in terms of how the finals might play out. For us, our primary focus remains on these last 3 games, and the reality will be that if we can win as many of those games as possible, we'll give ourselves the best finish to the season and finish as high as we possibly can. And then from there, we start a new year. We get down to 8 guys, and finals experience is one thing. I think we would go in with a fair amount of confidence and belief.
Do you think Eagles would have benefited from that when you were part of them last year when they got to the grand final a bit?
Well, there's probably a difference between finals and then a grand final. I think that's what I've learned over the time is that finals probably goes up a level, and the grand final, just by its very nature, becomes a big event. It's more than a game in some respects because there's all of the hoopla that goes with the grand final. So, but we'll prepare for the finals once we get through the home and away seasons.
Big trip, obviously, Don, to Perth, and you gave Thompson and McGovern a week off. Is there a temptation to do it with a couple of other guys that might be a bit sore this week?
That'll be a discussion we'll have. It's probably more about what does it look like for the weeks beyond. Obviously, we come off the Fremantle game into 2 6-day breaks, and we're always mindful of managing our players and our loads. So we'll assess where the players are at, how they're reporting. But we won't be resting anyone who doesn't need a rest. We'll be basically managing the group to play our best available 22. I think it's sort of foolhardy to try and get too cute and those sorts of things. So we'll pick our strongest available side with being mindful of maybe some load issues. That's all.
And Riley obviously very good last week. But what's your advice to taking on one of the premier ruckmen for the last decade this week?
Oh, look, I'll leave that with Matty Clark. He looks after our rucks. He's clearly guided not only to Rob and Source and the other guys in the list who are on our ruck stocks, and he's got more intimate knowledge. I've never rucked, so it's pretty hard to give him advice on how to go up against Sandilands. So I'll leave that with Clarkie.
Yeah, I haven't rucked either.
Can you see a situation where you could play Rob and Source in the same lineup?
Oh, look, it's not something we've really discussed. At the moment we've got the benefit of having Josh down there, and even 2 weeks ago when Source went down, Josh was forced to do more ruck work than he'd done previously. So it'd probably be unlikely, to be honest, at this point, because we've got Josh and he's a really capable guy to fill in for the minutes where Source, who plays primarily as a ruckman when he's on ground, probably just changes our mix a little bit too much, I would have thought.
How have you with Brad Crouch's last couple of months? Have you been sort of in and out of the side through a number of issues, but he's been one of the best midfielders that you've had in the last few weeks?
Yeah, look, it's really pleasing for Brad. I mean, I know there was a period there where he was a bit frustrated and he was looking to play AFL footy, but it was always part of the plan in my eyes was to get him back, to give him the confidence in his body and B, in how he was playing, so that when he came back in, we'd see this sort of form from Brad. So it's sort of, I guess it's good from a coaching viewpoint because it's validated our approach towards him and how we tried to manage him. And I think he's now seeing that as the benefit in terms of being able to play the way we know he can play, with his explosive speed and his ball-winning ability, and he's able to do it for 4 quarters. So he's benefited through that little period, I think, and we're starting to see what Brad's capable of producing, which is great.
How much does his form in the last period make you think we'd love to have him back, not just next year, but well into the future?
Yeah, look, clearly he's a wanted player, and that's been communicated clearly to Brad in terms of where the contract sits, and we remain really confident that we'll be able to sign Brad pretty shortly.
Was he ever disillusioned or sort of unable to put a finger on where he was headed when he was in and out of the side?
No, I think what happens is when you're out of the side, and that was the conversations I was having with him and the coaching group were having with him on the way through, was that this is it's not a linear curve, people's career, and he was just at a point where, probably from a body and probably from a lack of continuity, he wasn't able to do what he's capable of doing. And he understood that, so he was a bit frustrated, and we felt it was best for him to go back and play some SANFL footy and do some more training to allow him to actually get back to those levels. And as I said, we're seeing that now. So, but there were times where he was a bit frustrated. Yeah, he was frustrated. He wasn't disillusioned though at all. He was very much engaged, very much understood the process, and we were really clear with him as to how we saw it. And now he's seeing some of the benefits of that extra training and continuity he was able to get.